Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to a 6.79 Patchlog analysis. I tried to get AEI, but AEI's done, I guess, after 8 matches. Or I assume he was done. I don't know. I'm done, but we're gonna do one. And this time it's with Fluff and Stuff. And Fluff and Stuff, I wanted to do a Patchlog with you for like ever, but then you juked me last time, so you can't run from me.
I think I had something to do last time. Like, wasn't I going to G League or something, or a LAN?
No, it was something in your personal life. Which, fully respect. It's completely okay. But alright, let's actually dive into it. I imagine we're going to spend a couple hours on this. So for the weak-hearted, this is your warning. I know a lot of people are also doing a Patchlog analysis. I think actually Purge Gamer is doing one right now. I know that Cyborg Man Bruno did one. I heard that Join Dota might be doing one. So I know there's a lot of the other ones out there. But
Syndra and Quickfa.
Syndra and Quickfa.
Tomorrow.
Okay. So there's a lot of other sources if you want to hear different opinions and whatnot. But here's our interpretation. My take is obviously going to be from a fan of the game's perspective. I want to, like last time when Necrolite Acceptor came out, I was going crazy, and I'm going to have similar opinions like this time. And then Fluff and Stuff's going to round out the more competitive kind of expert opinion on the matter. So, you ready?
Yeah.
All right, let's go. Buyback prevent gaining unreliable gold, creeps, neutrals, etc. until your normal respawn time finish. Does this seem small? Does that even matter?
This is pretty big, I think.
Okay.
Especially for a team like Rattlesnake or Speed Gaming, my bad. It's just like these teams use their buyback so effectively when they're defending, especially.
Mm-hmm.
And I think this kind of change will negatively impact them, and it'll positively impact a team like Navi, who are not afraid to break your base, and they're actually going to be gaining things from pushing on you because they're going to group your heroes up and they're going to gain advantages, and when you defend your base and buy back, they're actually going to be gaining a lot more than they do now.
So let me get this correctly. A lot of teams have reliable gold to use for buyback, because obviously when you die with unreliable gold, you lose it. It feels like if you're actually going to buy back, you're going to be spending a chunk of your original reliable gold, and you don't get buyback for 6 minutes anyways. Is that unreliable gold that you gain after the buyback, does that even matter? I imagine it's going to go into your item regardless.
I'm not sure. I like this change though.
Okay.
I know some teams are on the verge of abusing buybacks. I know it's part of Alliance's gameplay, where they actually end up planning for buying back into the fight. Same with Envy, I feel.
Okay.
This is definitely a good change.
You say they're abusing buyback, but it's part of the game, and it's a strategy that some teams are choosing to exploit and other teams are not.
Right, it's not really abuse, it's just clever use of game mechanics, I guess.
I mean, do you feel that the current buyback is overpowered in that sense? Because is this a hefty cost of a lot of gold and obviously a 6-minute cooldown?
I feel like it is a big deal. Buying back into the game is kind of unnatural, or like when you're trying to push into an enemy's base, instead of fighting a 5v5, you end up fighting 5v7 or something like that. And
which we saw a lot out of EG versus Speed Gaming, for those of you guys who are watching along.
They held on to a lot of fights that, if it was just straight up 5v5, they wouldn't be able to defend. Because you saw a lot of times Envy, for example, getting Reaper's Scythe by Jo, buying back into the game instantly.
There was no Acceptor.
No Acceptor, yeah.
I know, that was pretty sad.
I was disappointed as well.
Okay. Well, so I think the next one is also related to buyback. When buying back, 25% of your remaining respawn time will be added to your next death. This seems like it's targeted towards the early to mid-game buyback where, the next death it hurts a lot more. When you die and have 99-second respawn time, do you think it will go over? Like, you have 125, for example? I don't think it will.
I have no idea.
Yeah. Let's talk about this in the assumption that it will not.
Right.
And so mostly it's affecting the early to mid game, and I guess another kind of the tax on the buyback strategy that you were mentioning with Alliance and Speed Gaming.
Yeah. Honestly, as a support player, I don't really get to buy back too much.
Okay. Sad lives.
So it's not really in my realm of
No, I'm with you. I
expertise.
Play support too, so.
Yeah.
But I mean, obviously, if your carry says I have buyback, your team plays differently, correct?
Correct.
Yeah. So even though you're not the one buying back. There are merits of, and now I guess the buyback being nerfed. How again does it just takes away certain impact of the game, or takes away certain angles of the game? Do you think?
Oh, I actually think. Oh, I think that when you're ahead, I don't think it affects you too much. But when you're behind, I think it's a big deal because like you can use buyback strategically to take objectives. Like, for example, if you're on Dire and you're taking Roshan and you have a tower nearby,
Okay.
you can say, "Hey, I'm gonna jump in. I have buyback. I'm gonna come instantly into this fight. You win the team fight. You take Roshan. That's a big deal for you, and you're gonna keep that advantage. On top of that, maybe you're the person who takes the Aegis.
So the
I don't know
buyback.
if it affects you too much.
Okay.
Right.
So
But when you're defending, you buy back. Just take the last game or the EG game with the Abaddon when they're 5-manning. Envy buys back one fight. They go middle. He's respawning for a long time. It's a big deal when you're behind.
Okay.
Not so much when you're ahead.
So this is not in the patch. This is kind of my personal suggestion. Seems like you like the nerf on buyback. What if we take it one step further? And this is something I joked with LD on stream is, what if you limit buyback to 1 per game? Do you think that's maybe too much of extreme? Like that Luna is gonna buy back once, or that Storm's gonna buy back once, and choosing whether to save it to your ultra late game or maybe utilizing it early, 10 minutes in.
They have something like that in Han. I feel. I remember they had something where you can only buy back twice or something like this. I don't know. I don't really like that idea, just because like the strategy of a lot of teams will just be, let's go late game, let's get really fat, let's win 1 fight or 2 fights, and let's end the game. I don't know if I like that at all.
Okay.
I think buybacks allow for you to take risks and also recover from mistakes. I don't think you should lose a game because you did something wrong. I mean, obviously mistakes are huge, but buying back is a way that you can kind of spend your farm to recover from a mistake, which is a good thing, I think.
Okay, sounds pretty good. For those of you guys don't know, I'm streaming on my Twitch TV channel, so is Fluff and stuff, and he's going to be taking some of the questions. So if you want to hop into both stream, post your questions either there or here, probably have the best chance of being read. I don't think we're taking questions anytime soon, but eventually we might be, so just let you guys know. I think we're okay with buybacks, or any...
Yeah.
Okay. Creeps now meet a bit closer to the off lane.
This is huge.
How much closer, I guess, is the question.
I don't know, but I'm gonna assume that it's a lot closer than it is now.
Maybe at the side shop, you think?
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Okay. I mean, that just means that your carry's blocking, right?
Right, yeah. That's something that we talked about together as a team, is like the safe lane. You'll probably see a lot more people blocking their own creeps now.
Mm-hmm.
And usually the lane that the creeps have to travel through is a bit wider, so there's more room for blocking at it. But overall, offlaners can expect to see a lot more experience, a lot more different heroes, even like dual lane combinations.
Okay.
Dual lane might come back.
And for those of you guys that are maybe asking why is this a big deal, I just want to point to the mid lane where the player gets the bladder block, just actually determines the lane for the next couple of minutes. Maybe it's less of an extent for the off lane, but I mean, a lot of times all off lane heroes just want is at level 2 and level 3, and after that they're becoming a lot more self-sufficient. The supports have a lot harder time zoning them away. So it is a fairly big deal being able to get that early level. My question to you is, how much does it matter for heroes that perhaps go into the lane and pull creeps? Like for example, sending a Treant or sending your bear. Do you think that affects that portion at all? It definitely affects the timing, but I don't think it affects the strategy, or does it?
I'm not sure, but is it even worth it to block it anymore? I know this is a little bit ahead, but like, because the small camp is replaced with the big camp.
Yeah.
That changes a lot of things. I'm not really sure, actually. I think that's something that will have to play out. I just feel that there will be a variety of heroes being played in the off lane.
Okay. Which is good, because I'm getting bored of the same Darkseer, Clock, Bat, Treant, yeah, all that stuff. Okay, fair enough. I think this is a big one, at least for support players like you and I. XP AoE increased from 1200 to 1300.
Right.
So
I think that's just... Go ahead.
I'm the thing I see the most is probably Pilot Eye, for example. I'm using a lot of these references because we just casted 8 games of speed gaming. But whenever the push comes from the defensive tri-lane, generally a support rotates to defend the tier 1 tower, try to sap a little bit of the EXP, and he gets zoned away. I mean, he's going to pick up a tiny bit more EXP like that. The support in the jungle just hiding and protecting their carry in the early game laning phase, he or she's going to pick up more EXP. Is that mostly where it just comes from, or are there any other big influences about?
No, I think that's a minor thing.
Okay.
This is just another buff for the offlaners, honestly. Just leeching the XP, it's closer to your tower. You have more XP AoE range. It's just overall trying to get more heroes involved in the offlane. That's really what it is.
Okay. So all these buffs to offlane.
Right.
I mean, do you think, and to kind of sum out all of these buffs, do you think we're going to see a movement away from the standard 3v1 nowadays? Do you think we're going to see maybe a resurgence of the tri-lane versus tri-lane because of the creep wave meeting closer, because the jungle being a little bit weaker on the safe lane pulls and stuff like that?
Yeah, definitely. It's very possible that you'll see a lot more tri-lane versus tri-lane, just because like it's a lot easier to go aggressive. It's easier to catch people out of position. They don't gain too much from pulling anymore. It's gonna be a bloodbath if people choose to do that. Inversely, it'll be hard for people to tri-lane versus solo, because like a lot of the danger in being a solo offlane is that you get caught out by these supports and they pick you off. But if you're right by your tower, who's gonna dive you?
Right.
Who's really gonna dive you there? And really, when you have 3 heroes versus 1 hero, your goal should to be either zone him out of EXP or kill him.
Okay.
And if he accomplishes that, then it might not be efficient for your team to run, a tri-lane.
Okay. Yeah, I'd even think of the 1v3 situation. But yeah, that's a great point. So I guess we expect more different solo, like you said, more variety, which for Dota is always good.
Or dual lanes.
Or dual lanes. Man, I miss those. Actually, a lot of the dual lane heroes got buffed, so we'll talk about those later. But we have a lot to go through, so let's keep trucking. Non-ancient neutral now split EXP with all heroes in the AoE instead of just the team that killed them. So when they say the AoE, what is the AoE? The experience AoE? 1300?
Yeah. I think in the past, the way that it works right now, currently, is that the team that last hits the creeps will yield the XP. So like, you see a lot of times when people go aggressive tri-lane, their supports try to like illuminate Coddle Blast or Crystal Nova on top of the enemy pulling.
Right.
And that way they deny the XP and they gain it for themselves.
Right.
But with this, it seems that when you go aggressive tri-lane and you nuke it, it's actually going to split to everybody. So there's no one's really stealing anything except for the gold.
So this incentivizes the safe lane from pulling in the first place, because the pull the goal is nice, but you're actually trying to level up supports, correct?
Yeah.
So
you're trying to gain an advantage in the XP.
Right. Now the enemy off lane, or even worse, maybe the enemy tri lane, comes nearby and steals a ton of your experience.
Right.
So how are you even tri-lane at this point? Do you even tri-lane at this point? I think this is probably the biggest change.
It's just really something that time will tell.
Okay.
But
that's a cop out, by the way, here.
No. I mean,
no, just give me a hard time.
The thing that in my mind, what I see happening is like it just being easier and easier for people to go aggressive tri-lane. Like before, that whole idea was you block this pull, you block the pull, and you go aggressive tri-lane. Don't let them pull. If they pull, you're going to get XP advantage, you're going to get a gold advantage, you're going to get a creep equilibrium advantage. But when the XP is shared, like what advantage are you really gaining from pulling it? And it's going to be a small camp too. It's going to be an easy camp that yields very little experience. So really, what is the advantage?
Okay.
You don't get the lane advantage, you don't get the EXP advantage. What is your tri-lane?
I'm going to pose you a situation, and I want your honest answer. I have to see you haven't played this patch yet, so you don't really know. So take a shot in the dark, okay? You're playing offensive tri-lane on the Dire. You have 2 observer wards. Do you put one to block the pole camp, or do you put one behind that patch of trees to see into the tower?
I think putting it behind the trees.
Okay.
What's the point of blocking this small camp that you get half the XP from?
You want them to
really
pull.
Benefit from? Yeah, they pull, you just nuke it and steal the gold. Like, it's fine.
Okay, fair enough. Alright, swap the medium pullable neutral camp with a small camp. So that's like the other half of it, right?
Yeah, this is crazy. It's just a nerf to passive play. the play where there's little confrontation. The standard 3 on your safe lane, 1 solo mid, 1 solo off lane. The supports, if you have 2 supports and no jungler, you're probably not really going to benefit as much as you used to. Because you lose out on those things. You lose out on like the mud golems, the satyrs, these high XP yielding creeps.
Oh, those gave you a lot, yeah.
Right. I mean, think about it this way. If you double stack the medium camp right now and you're solo pulling, you'll get level 3. If you double stack a small camp, you get level 2. It's huge.
I made a video on that. The 3 camp rotation, I called it. You get level 3. Yeah, just a single wave of pulling. You could still do that, but obviously pro offlaners will come and challenge you, come and basically stand there and steal your experience now. It is much, much harder to do anything even similar.
Right.
So what's the silver lining on this? The way I see it is Radiant mid lane, your Shadow Fiend, your Storm Spirit, could walk to the medium camp and now stack it. As long as it's not Mud Golem, a couple of rays, he's getting a lot more gold, right? Like, actually, I feel that, especially when you may be playing an Earthshaker on the mid lane to back up your solo mid, he's stacking a medium camp. That's a pretty big deal to me, at least Radiant gaining that.
I think there's another change where you can't get the same camp when you stack it. So there's not going to be like this
double Mud Golem?
Triple satyrs. There's no double Mud Golems, but at some point you will get a Mud Golem, and that might stop you from farming, but I'm not sure if it's an advantage or not, but it's definitely something that's gonna change the mid lane.
Okay.
I mean, I already know that so many mid laners on Radiant rely on the small camp, like especially heroes like SF and maybe ET and Storm. Heroes like that you can farm really quickly.
It's a good catch up, right? When you're behind.
Yeah. Medium camps can actually be farmed pretty quickly.
Yeah.
If they're not.
The Satyr gives you a ton, although it used to. Now apparently it doesn't because it's all got nerfed. Yeah. And then the Mud Golem gave you quite a bit too. Now apparently it doesn't either. So incoming next is small reduction to the pull time duration of the mid Radiant and mid top Dire. I guess they don't want those to be pulled, although players always find a way. So I guess we'll let those ways to be discovered. And then the thing mentioned about Satyr Mind Sealer, Satyr Tormentor, Mud Golem's experience, all of them reduced. So none of that speed gaming, mid game jungling for all day, right?
I mean, overall, just nerfs to jungling. I guess they're not trying to promote passive play. They want teams to confront each other more. And from my perspective, as somebody who plays a lot of junglers like Chen and Enchantress, I feel like I'm with these changes. I want to take more of an active role.
Okay.
I want to win my lanes for my team. I want to gank more instead of sitting back and trying to maximize my XP and gold. Maybe I'm wrong. But I mean, that's my playstyle. I definitely like these changes because, like,
if it suits your team's playstyle or your playstyle.
Yeah, it suits my playstyle definitely. But like contrasting with someone like AUI, right? He's gonna maximize the jungle. He's gonna farm it a lot.
Yeah.
Maybe this hurts him. I don't know.
It does. He gets his level 5 in 3 minutes. I don't think he'll get it now with the new jungle. It's sad. So, kind of posing a very far off question. You're playing Chen. They pick things like Queen of Pain, Weaver. Your traditional hero that it's very hard to gank with a Chen.
Right.
And your jungle's now not giving you as much experience as before. What do you do? Is that a drafting issue, for example, or is that just you just find better ganks? You push.
You can win lanes without killing them, like Harpy creep.
Okay.
Not nerfed in this patch, by the way. Like
thank goodness.
Mana burn creep, Tornado. These things still exist, and it doesn't all have to be centered on the mid lane, because if you think about it, there's going to be more different varieties in the off lane. There may be a dual lane there, and Chen and Chan love killing these kind of heroes in the lane, like out of position or diving them.
Okay.
There's more advantages to be gained.
So you don't think Chen and Enchantress as a hero is affected? Perhaps a certain playstyle of these heroes are affected, but overall they're okay.
I think they might even be more important now with this patch than they are right now, because, like, do you want your 2 supports to share an easy camp pull?
Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
Yeah, you want to maximize your gold and EXP advantages.
That's a very interesting point. So the rest of it is like armor changes. We don't really need to talk about too much. The one thing I'm very sad to mention is that Dragon Ancient neutral camps now have flying movement capability. So that Funnic pull on the Radiant safe lane, bye-bye to that stuff. We're not going to see it anymore.
Who needs it? Who needs it? You're gonna be laning there now. You don't need to Quelling Blade like
That's
seven
true.
trees to farm.
That's true, but what about my, I want to pick a sniper and jungle there, in my pub game. That's for no love.
As a support player, anything that helps core heroes and supports can't do, I don't like them. Like, it's fine by me. They're getting less gold, whatever.
I think we might be giving a very biased view here. I'm a support player, so I'm agreeing with you. But
hey, they've ignored supports for a while.
They have.
Finally.
Support are getting quite a bit of buff. We'll go through some of those later. But okay, Venom Weapon dispelling this regen, not really a big deal. Let's talk about day and night. Length decreased from 6 to 4 minutes. So obviously the Night Stalker is a big boogeyman. But before that, I want to talk about mid lane because we're very accustomed to the rune spawning in 6 minutes. You get to walk over cliff, and with your standard day vision, you see quite a bit. You see to the rune. Now you don't. In fact, well, I guess you still have your first 6 minutes of warding. How much does that matter here for the early game? Because I imagine the rest is fairly similar, right? The day and night cycle.
It's pretty big actually. I think there's gonna be a lot more ganking because typically ganks come out.
Oh
heroes
yeah.
start moving around every nighttime. If the cycles are, every 4 minutes, you're gonna see heroes like roaming a lot. Maybe in dueling situations, you'll see these heroes even ganking middle together and stuff like this.
Well, they already gank mid quite a bit, and with Smoke of the Sea, how does that change with the day-night differences now? They just gank more, or
it's just your feeling of security. I mean, as a spectator, when you watch a game, you see everything. You don't really care. But when you're
playing the game and it's all dark and you don't know where the hell they're coming from,
you feel much safer in the daytime than you do at night, no matter what.
Okay, fair enough. Is that a life lesson as well?
What are you saying?
I don't know. I'm just asking.
Okay, done.
All right, let's talk about Night Stalker then.
Night Stalker.
Because obviously it affects quite a bit. Like, just having a more freaking cycle of day and night, does that actually affect him? Because overall you're getting the same duration of day and night.
Well, it just means that he can be a lot more liberal with his ulti. I mean, how many times have you seen before they just skip their ulti, or they have to time it very methodically?
Do you skip your ult now at level 6?
I don't know.
Okay. That's another kind of tried and see.
I really don't know.
All right.
Yeah, but I feel that you'll see him using it more offensively. It's gonna tear people apart.
Okay. The heroes with standard 800 night range. I don't think that's really worth talking about. So let's move on. Roshan will respawn at a random time between 8 and 11 minutes after death.
I don't understand.
I don't understand either.
Is there...
Okay.
Like, how does your Aegis last as long as he respawns, or is it just going to be 6 minutes?
No, it still lasts 6 minutes, and apparently if you don't use the Aegis, it heals itself. Right? It's the next line. Yeah. When Aegis expires unused, it heals a hero fully for over 5 seconds. Basically like a big regen rune, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, it's just going to be really clowny at any time between 8 and 11 minutes after Roshan dies. Teams are just going to be hovering around Roshan fighting.
Well, I imagine heroes like Clockwork or Prophet, they get extra utility for your team, right?
These are free Chen creep in there.
Yeah, Chen creeps or whatever. Like, creeps with ability to check or heroes with ability to check gives you extra utility. Or I guess Night Stalker Accept there also gives you that, I suppose. Familiars and all that stuff.
I suppose this change just really promotes more active play and controlling the map and taking objectives, because if you don't know when it spawns, you really want to gain as much map control as possible so that when he does spawn, you're going to be able to react to that.
I feel like
maybe your teams are like taking towers and stuff.
I feel like this change, like you said, it definitely promotes, active scouting of the Roshan, which will lead to more fight and more warding. That's fine. I feel like this is a change that spectators could benefit from, because all the fights. I mean, I shouldn't be saying this, but there are some spells in the game that are kept for that reason, because it makes the game more enjoyable to watch. And I feel like this is something like that, because it forces fight. I mean, I just feel like I'm writing down the Roshan timer because I'm a support, but I feel it's very meaningless now, or less meaningful, because Sure, you wrote it down. You know there's a possibility of spawning, but you really don't know. And when you're that Crystal Maiden, you're not going to walk in and check, so it's tough life.
It takes away from all these strategies that revolve around Roshan. Yeah, I know Alliance likes to, they really pride themselves on being able to take Roshan and controlling it. It's just, I don't know, I like it. It's chaotic, it's random, it takes away from this precise thing where you can actually say 3, 2, 1, it's spawning right now, everyone be there.
Yeah.
People are going to be out of position, people aren't going to be there. It's not going to be this dance of who's going to take the chance, who's going to take the risk. You know, on the dire side, most teams hide on that cliff. They do the ancients. The other team's not really benefiting. There's going to be a lot more players scattered around the map because they really don't know, and it's going to be a lot of hectic and hasty, chaotic type TPs to like scramble around Roshan.
Yeah.
I feel it's pretty good.
Okay, so another in the dark question for a patch that you haven't played. How often do you YOLO it? You just don't be there, especially when you're really far down. Like, you just say, okay, it's a minute now. There's a possibility that Roshan is spawning. I'm going to just farm for 2 more creep wave on the top lane because I need to take this risk. I mean, do you think sometimes you have to make that choice, or do you always go there and stand there for 3 minutes?
Like, for a pro player, a lot of times that we have kind of a spidey sense for when the other team is actually attempting Roshan. Let's take, for example, I know you didn't watch, but today we played versus Navi, and Dendi was playing Invoker, and we kind of understood that they could do Roshan at any point. We didn't have any vision, but, you know, we look at the map, we push out the lanes, we see that there's, you know, it's not ordinary that these lanes are being pushed and no one's defending it. We can kind of understand
it's sketchy.
where the positioning. It's sketchy, yeah. Pro players can kind of get a sense of if the other team's doing Roshan and if it's suspicious.
Okay. You know, us pups do too. It just comes like a minute later, you know?
Right.
But this, I guess, helps us now. Maybe. We'll see. But yeah, it definitely is a very interesting change. Who knows what this is going to bring, but let's move on. Do you think the big regen rune for the Aegis expiring, that just makes sense, right? A lot of people try to suicide to get that regen. Now you just get it.
It's just like, if you mess up timing it, then you're just gonna lose everything.
I mean, at the same time,
same thing as last time.
I guess so. Like, there's, you know, very unfortunate fights where you lose the Aegis in the middle of the fight, and same thing here. If you're getting attacked, you're not gonna get the Aegis heal, full heal at least. So yeah, it's fair.
Well, you don't deserve it anyway. If you
timed it. Yeah, fair enough. Okay, this is an interesting one. Starting go increase from 603 to 625 seems very, very insignificant, but you actually get different combinations of items now.
Yeah.
So I think this is also mostly reflected to the gold change, the cost of the regen items being more expensive.
Right.
Tango and Salve being more expensive.
Everything's gone up, huh?
Yeah. Man, is that inflation? We're in tough year, man. We need some Obamacare in Dota 2. We ain't getting it. But do you see any like crazy kind of combinations you could get, or not really? Just reflecting the consumable costs.
Well, I'm probably as soon as the patch drops, I'm gonna go into a single player game and start buying things and seeing.
Okay. Yeah, this is something that we won't know till we play it. Random goal bonus reduced by 50.
Wait.
Oh,
one more thing though.
Okay.
One more thing though. All right, from a support's bias perspective, you don't have to pull people anymore. That means there's a lot more options.
Thank goodness, right?
It's pretty great. I'm tired of pulling people and having one tango. Like, that's not.
You even get tango? Chen generally don't get tangos. They get a clarity.
No, just, you know, sometimes a lot of games. I would say like 90% of games I have a tango, a branch, and a clarity.
Okay.
I started with 600 gold. Where did it go? Like that.
Okay. Now you get even a little bit more on top of that.
Yeah.
Bam.
Bulba and TC don't need that. Go away.
You know what? You're actually pulling Bulba and TC because the enemy team is pulling their solo mid and carry. So if they're not getting pulled, then you don't have to pull.
Yeah?
Yeah. Alright, sweet.
I'll get my boots faster.
We all know who's buying the wards on the team, so it ain't you most of the time. Alright, go for ending a spree has changed from 75 to 600 to 125 to 1,000. Now originally this was 50 to 400. So it's very similar of a change, just on a different scale. But it seems like this game is rewarding more comebacks.
I need to take a break real quick.
You need to take a break.
That's our call. That's our call. Sorry.
Okay. Well, time to run some ad for esport, guys. Maybe. I can't run ads for esport. I'm gonna do a YouTube thing for this. Well, how's everybody doing, guys? You know, I'm gonna AFK for a bit too.
Alright, no.
Oh shoot, man, that was a quick call. Alright, anyways. So yeah, more goal for ending a spree. Is this more bigger comebacks? More punishable to throwers like Speed Gamer?
I actually didn't read this. Let's see.
There was a similar patch in the old patch. It went from 50 gold to 400 to 75 to 600.
Wow.
And then now 125 to 1,000.
10 times. That's
What do you mean
really
10
significant.
times? What are you talking about?
It says right there on the patch notes. Doesn't say.
No. That's the streak. So a killing spree,
right.
three times kill give you 125 now.
Okay.
Beyond God, like 10 times give you a 1,000. But yeah,
Right.
it is 10 times of your kill streak. Does that even matter? Like,
good for me.
hey, you got all right. Give us some perspective here. I know it's good for you. Thank you.
All right. So when you play support, a lot of times you don't really have a great amount of farm and items on your hero.
So you killed some random Queen of Pain that's snowballing, and you now get a Savage Wizard.
I find that even if I spend all of my money in the first 15 minutes on like observer wards and smoke and TP, if I win a team fight, I can get an item, and this just makes it even easier.
Okay.
I guess it's just that this is to counter EG throws.
Sure.
Maybe. Yeah.
Does EG throw even need a counter?
I don't know.
Let's leave it at that. Your goal income is now 1 per 0.6 seconds, up for 1.08. I could tell you that support players like you and I are rejoicing. Because all we do is stand around and get gold, right?
It's nothing like passive income.
Yeah. Is that like the easy mode Dota now? For those of you guys that didn't play Dota 1, there was easy mode where you earn like twice as much as passive income.
It's huge. I think Sam was talking about how big he thinks this is.
Sam Boba? Why is this big?
I don't know.
0.2 per sec?
He highlighted this when we were talking about it together.
Okay.
I didn't do the math myself, but he says it's quite significant. So take his word for it.
I feel like this only rewards good support players that don't get caught. Because if you're dying anyways, and you're not spending your gold on TP scroll and wards, you're still losing that gold. But for support heroes that are not dying, you save up to your boots or another smoke or whatever. So
yeah.
Okay.
There's also things like the items unfortunately are on the bottom, even though we're talking about starting gold. Where like bottle costs 650 now.
But it's not really 650, right?
Yeah, it's kind of.
It's like this whole
balanced out by this passive income.
Inflated bottle, but you know everybody's getting more salary. That's some real life experience.
More salary.
Yeah, it's more salary.
Sure.
Okay, so let me take this patch to extreme here. I quoted easy mode Dota, where you receive more passive gold and you receive like a ton more experience. Okay, so let me just say, instead of you earning 1 gold per 0.6 seconds, what if I say everybody gets 10 gold per second? How would you think? Like, I'm just like going completely in the opposite direction, like extreme.
Dota, then.
What happens?
Like,
just faster?
You just pick a really hard carry, and you can pick greedier supports, like melee supports that weren't traditionally
like Omni Knight.
Yeah, like Omni Knight.
Okay, so does this in effect gets us closer to that direction, and how much closer do you think? How much greedier can we get?
I think. Well, Way2 seems to believe that there's going to be like a surge of melee supports
because of this,
right.
and other stuff. Okay.
I don't know.
All right. I mean, we're not asking for the truth here. Just interesting to hear your thoughts and your teammates' thoughts, which is nice. All right. Tower last hit go increase from blah 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 to blah blah blah. Is that
this is like the patch note for TC.
okay?
He just always gets denied. He needs to learn how to last hit towers.
He could last hit creeps, but not towers.
Because if there's anything TC likes more than, you know, being Canadian in the world it's money. He likes farming. You know, he plays Agricola. He just
That's
farms.
a good game. Agricola is a good game.
Right. He wants more money. This is gonna incentivize him to not get denied by Universe.
Fair
and
enough.
Bone 7.
Have you played Agricola 2-player version? I recommend that if you haven't.
I haven't.
Okay. Anyways, the barracks change. So effective HP is the same. HP regen increase and yada yada. That's nice.
Right.
It just makes Desolator and AC better, right? Is that pretty much it?
I guess so. I mean, that's for the range barracks, so the melee barracks regens increased 2.5 to 5.
Oh, sorry, I skipped 2 lines. I was looking at the last line. Range racks HP reduced from 1500 to 1200, and the armor stuff.
Yeah.
So
I mean,
that just makes Deso and AC more effective.
they're always effective, but it's just like, what do people go for when they hit racks? They go for the melee racks.
True.
And
Yeah.
a lot of times, teams stave them off for a little bit. They use the cliff. Maybe the other team's opportunity to push the base is not immediate, and this barracks heals all the way to full. I think it's a good change. Or, you know, heals significantly more than it did before. So they have to work for it instead of being able to chip it down, you know, give some more items and come back.
So
It's kind of like, you know how you play versus tree, and
yeah,
you push mid
the mini tree
and then
effect.
heals it up.
Yeah.
It's like come on, that's how we felt versus IG. Like, come on, IG.
You know what? I think you're the player that Ice Rock wants more of. At least that mentality. You know, be aggressive.
Yeah.
Want games to be faster. You know, crazier even sometimes. You know.
Seems like it's pushing it
Yeah,
towards that.
it's like that. So are you jumping in joy? Sort of. Like
Sort of.
Before we go through the rest of the patch log,
like the
thumbs up
patch.
or thumbs down? Thumbs up.
This is thumbs up for
Okay.
me.
All right, fair enough. Evasion now stacks diminishingly, so the only thing that really comes to mind are things like PA getting a butterfly.
Yeah. Or
That's not really much that we need to talk about, right?
TC said it was kind of interesting, but I mean, like, if you get evasion, wouldn't the other team just needs to get an MKB, and they would get an MKB anyway, right?
Yeah.
Like, if you got a butterfly, they get MKB.
Cool.
So
if you get Heaven's Halberd and Butterfly, you just get double counter.
yeah.
Alright.
I mean, this affected me in a pub game. I had a Heaven's Halberd, and I thought I could disassemble it and make a butterfly, but I couldn't, so I just had to sell my Heaven's Halberd. But now I can get both of them.
Oh, but just because you could get both of them doesn't mean you should, right? Is that the silver lining all of this?
I mean, I wanted to, but
Okay.
yeah, MKB is gonna still be MKB.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So I don't think the orb. I guess the orb attack thing is pretty cool. Like you could go your drow or your silencer, I guess, with the ability to orb out his Ghost Scepter.
This is a Huskar nerf.
Yeah, it is. It is.
Huskar is the broken hero.
Yeah.
In those pubs.
Thank God. Although pubs get worse for other reasons, which we'll go back to later. But the following abilities no longer automatically ignore backswing time by default. I have no idea what that means.
Mhm.
Do you know what that means?
Not really.
Okay.
I guess it's just the cast animation.
Cool. Let's move on. I don't know what it means either.
I don't know.
All right. Let's talk about heroes, which I think that's what most of the people really are interested and want to really talk about.
Yeah.
Abaddon. Anything jumps out at you here?
Why is Aphotic Shield now dispellable? That's
Why is
interesting.
everything dispellable? Have you noticed everything is dispellable now?
Dispellable and disjointable?
Yes. Why? Is this
I
like the
don't
Dota
know.
2 transition to League of Legends here, or I don't understand.
I don't know.
I like knowing what spells are dispellable and not. Now it gets murkier. I don't know.
I mean, this is a fair nerf to Abaddon. He's not, like, people aren't just first picking him. He's not overpowered by any stretch of the imagination. It's just kind of tuning him, I guess.
Mhm.
Reducing his armor, dealing more self damage. It's not really a big deal. It's not gonna like stop people from picking it if they want to pick it, and it's not gonna make the hero terrible.
Okay. I don't think we need to spend like 10 minutes on each of the heroes, so I think we're gonna
Yeah.
just go down the list, and if anything jumps out at you or me, we'll just bring it up. And
Alk
I think
is bad.
yeah, Alk is now bad.
Alk is there. I can't even play this as a support anymore. I'm kind of sad.
Is he now in that pile of rejected hero next to, I don't
He's
know,
bad.
techies and whoever else is in there?
Sometimes,
Witch Doctor.
sometimes the enemy team's alchemist pops chemical rage, and you're like, okay, we can wait for it to go down before we kill him because that's a significant amount of HP. He pops chemical rage now. Like,
You
do
just
I
kill
care?
him?
Not really. I just kill him. It's fine.
Is there in any world where Alchemist could become a glass cannon? Because he really is just a glass cannon now, right? Alchemist, chemical rage, give you attack speed, movement speed, and all that stuff.
He's too easy to kite. You can just noggin at him or something and whatever.
Okay, he gets a lot more regen now.
Was that ever like an issue though?
When he has a he's.
I mean,
okay.
can he just tank Roshan better?
Maybe he can
Okay.
neutral better.
He's bad.
Yeah.
All right.
All right, let's move on. AA, anything jumps out here? So he gets a little bit of chilling touch
Really?
buff. Not really.
Chilling Touch is a good spell. Underrated spell, definitely.
In those trialing versus trialing, maybe we'll see more of him.
Even dual lanes.
Yeah, sure.
Maybe
I could tell you that
maybe-
AA Lifestealer, AA Sven, these are pretty next level stuff.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
Maybe it's just one of those things that's like gets the hero more attention.
Yeah.
So people will pick it.
So actually, I want to spend a little bit of time talking about it. I think this is my personal opinion of how Ice Rock sometimes patch things, is that he already thinks some heroes are good enough, like Ancient Aberration, but just by giving him a couple of lines on the patch note, you increase players as well as captains' notice on that hero. Thus, we see more of that hero being picked. And as long as the top teams are picking him, like the Navis, the Lions, the Team Liquids, then the rest of the world's picking them. And thus, now you have a hero into the metagame. So perhaps that's something like that for Ancient Aberration.
Yeah, and another good approach while we're on the subject is that recently all these patches, the past several patches, he's not been really nerfing the heroes quite as hard as he used to.
Yeah,
Like,
he's just
a lot of the
buffing
heroes
everybody.
he's buffing everyone and he's slightly tuning the other heroes. Like there's just more good heroes, and not just nerfing heroes into the ground except for Morphling, poor Morphling. But yeah,
And now poor Alchemist.
poor Alchemist. Yeah, I mean
It's pretty hard hit.
whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Well, look, if one of your heroes is
But
getting
the
nerfed-
majority, the
Yeah.
majority. I'm
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah. Okay. So Axe has a literal essay of a change. So Berserker's Call got a buff, AoE buff. Battle Hunger got less damage, and now dispellable. Apparently everything is. Okay, so it nukes less, but the slows, or you get more increased movement speed. The slow is better as well. Counter Helix is better. Hits siege unit, that's nice. What about the continuous Coaling Blade? Does that actually bring him into the competitive scene? And does that make Acceptor a necessary purchase now?
A lot of dunking.
A lot of dunking. I mean, one of the things that I love doing the most with Axe is you dunk a creep in the middle of a team fight. Suddenly your team is hasted. Now you do that, and you still have it available.
But it says only if it successfully kills the hero.
Okay. But with Acceptor, it's a 6-second cooldown, so
Mm-hmm.
I retain my point that you should dunk creeps during team fights.
It's definitely not. It's definitely good.
It's definitely good, yeah. Is it good enough for more than, I think, what is it, Dread that plays Axe now?
Yeah.
Are we gonna see more Axe from other teams?
It's possible.
It's a 10-second haste.
I mean, he's still the kind of hero that he is. He doesn't really do physical damage, and he jungles but doesn't gank.
The jungle is weaker now too.
I'm sure he's gonna there's more emphasis on jungling now, I think, so another jungler that's gonna be competent. It's definitely some team's gonna pick it, yeah.
Okay.
It might catch on, who knows.
I'm just happy because I like Axe and he's getting buff. Cool. Bat Rider, is he now bad? Like his laning actually got hit pretty hard, right? His base damage.
I think his mid lane got nerfed, not necessarily his off lane or his jungling.
Because that relies on Firefly more over than anything else. Yeah.
The big thing for me that caught my attention was the flaming lasso cast range. Like sometimes you see these kind of BS lassos, like they blink in and they're like a mile away, but you manage to pull them. It's more accurate now. This is definitely a good tune for the hero. I support this. It doesn't nerf the hero to the ground. He's still a great offlaner, great jungler. He's gonna get his fast blink, but now he needs to be more precise, and you don't see more like you don't see that inconsistency where like heroes are just kind of far out and you don't know how he got him.
You don't seem too sad with Batrider being nerfed on the mid lane.
I mean, it's just not. We do it sometimes, but really, I feel like his strength comes from the offlane. It's just like
I do too, but I feel like from again, this is more for a spectator point of view. When we see Batrider being drafted, yeah, we know 80% of the time is offlane or sometimes it's jungle, but for certain teams like S4 playing it, you know it's mid. Yeah. And it adds a different type of versatility for the viewer experience. Now that's limited even further.
It does and it doesn't. I mean, it's another hero certainly, but at the same time, Batrider is such a dominant laner. Like, there's
you don't want to see more Batrider
out of the mid. Him being phased out of the mid might suggest more heroes being played, just simply because.
Fair enough. Yeah.
More heroes are viable.
Okay. Beastmaster, pretty good nerfs from time to time. Now has 2 abilities to summon each one independently. Does that matter at all?
It's just it's cool, I guess.
Yeah.
Like sometimes I summon my hawk and my boar, and
you don't want
my hawk dies.
Yeah. Okay.
Like the hawk dies in the AOE. Maybe in a fight I just want to summon my boar, and maybe sometimes you have your bird positioned already in a spot that you want it to be in.
Yeah, that's an annoying one. You don't want to re-summon.
I mean, this could be the thing where you camp your bird at the Roshan from 8 to 11 minutes, and your boar's with you ganking, right? There you go.
You could camp your board there too to make cycle through the cooldown, making sure it's constantly checking. Thank you guys, Rock. All right, so I think the most ridiculous thing everybody has been talking about and looking at is the Bloodseeker infinite movement speed. But before we get there, how good is Global Thirst? It seems pretty OP. Being able to see them.
It's really stupid. I don't know if you get to see them. I mean, you know where they are, right? But you don't get that vision that you see. I mean, it's the move speed. That thing is ridiculous.
Is it really the move speed?
Isn't it? Isn't it just like? Can you just imagine playing that? Like you get across the map in like 7 seconds, 10 seconds.
Look, you're thinking about the scenario of you getting 1200 movement speed. I'm just thinking about competitive game where most team fights are decided by AOE. Now, obviously, there's stragglers that's going to be running away. And
I know.
Yeah. So
all these spells are like dispellable. And Bloodseeker, what does he do? He dispels things, right?
I guess now. He's a dispel.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. You aphotic shield someone, I'm going to dispel it.
So
I'm going to dispel your battle hunger.
In the O patch, the patch one patch before the 6.78, we saw a lot of buff to Rupture. With pure damage going through BKB, we all thought, or at least I thought, it was the anti-mage counterpick in terms of ganking and killing him. Now with theirs being global, with the race car Bloodseeker, with the Rupture from the previous patch, is he competitive?
I think.
Would you pick it? Would you pick it for your team? You could just say, "Give me a simple yes or no." You don't even. You could lie. I don't know. But
we'd try it. I think.
Okay.
It's worth a try.
Yeah. Fair enough.
I mean, like, there's the thing where you can't pull your teammates anymore. Like Bloodseeker probably would have benefited from being so you can go like stout and cooling or something. But I mean, if you're good at last hitting, you're gonna regen your HP.
Okay.
I'm not sure. And there's also that thing that we kind of skipped over, where like, I think there's something about denies. Let me look up.
Oh, yeah,
range heroes now get the same denied experience as melee heroes.
That doesn't help Bloodseeker.
I don't think that helps them at all.
Yeah, it hurts them.
Who knows?
Yeah. Okay, fair enough.
Just ridiculous pubs ahead.
All right, so Brewmaster, a couple of change here and there, Drunken Haze, blah blah blah. This Primal Spirit upgrade made me lull. Can you micro even more? Is the question.
It's super easy.
By the way, Storm has Dispel too, for anybody that's keeping track. So you could dispel more shit.
Is actually really good.
Your damage output is absolutely insane now. Because keep in mind that.
Insane.
Wait, did they take away the Drunken Brawler crit being transferable to your Fire Panda still? Or
I don't
all of
think
your
so.
Panda? So they could now crit the Earth.
But this is what Acceptor only.
Oh, right. Well, right. But still. So you blink, clap, you ult, then you clap again. Like, isn't that like...
And Boulder.
And Boulder. Is that not close to, I don't know, Epicenter level of damage?
This is huge amount of damage.
Right?
This is gonna be really interesting. I just want to see this.
So, actually, before we actually talk more about this, or if you don't want to talk more about this, whatever happened to Brewmaster? He's good mid, right?
Brewmaster, it's just like the meta is kind of shifting towards like heroes that can continuously fight and they can play around your ulti. That's why heroes like Tidehunter got phased out, right? I mean, what happened to Tidehunter after TI2? He just like it comes out slower, the Ravage, right? That's it. That's the only thing that happened. But he was highly contested. Similar thing goes for Brewmaster. His ulti is way too long.
Magnus was here for quite a bit. That was an issue.
I mean, Mag was really good.
Okay, Mag helped you farm. Mag helped you defend.
Mag is really good.
Yeah, Mag is okay. Fair enough. So now, with what you just said, people know how to play around your ult. Now you have the same ult. You have a better Acceptor upgrade, which you may or may not even get to, depending on how the game goes. Is Brewmaster
should be able to?
Okay, is Brewmaster more of a pick now, just because he has apparently an insane ultimate with Acceptor? You think so? Okay.
I think so. It's gonna be really easy to. I mean, he's already ridiculous in team fights. He's more ridiculous.
It just feels like when you just win a team fight. Is this like just a win more? A win harder?
Yeah, in the mid game.
Okay.
Before they started getting one shot and right click down, but that's gonna be a while.
Okay.
It's gonna be impactful for quite a while.
They have evasion. They have drunken haze, man. They're not gonna get right click down.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
I mean that's the thing that got patched and then no one played Broodmaster, so now he got another buff. Is he gonna be good? We'll see.
Okay.
No one knows.
Bristleback still sounds like he sucks.
Warpath.
Yes, the stacking it like normally it looks like a small change, but it actually is pretty sick stuff.
It's massive.
Yeah, don't you just get like a ton more damage?
Yeah.
And ton more movement speed?
It's actually big. If you already look at it right now, with the five stacks, it's huge. But does he get those attacks off? Is the question. Does he like actually do anything with it?
Is he like
I haven't seen a successful Bristleback so far.
Even with the current patch, let's say the new patch comes out and you're playing that, is he still weaker than the old Alchemist?
Is he weaker than the old Alchemist?
Yeah, the Alchemist that did not get hit by the truck. So, Alch got played, but he wasn't play every game.
Well, it might just be the style. Like, do you remember those old school Caudal Bristleback dual lanes?
Yeah.
Like, this is a pretty durable hero, right? Like, maybe there's gonna be more.
Not when I play it. I just get nuked down. I don't know.
I mean, think about it this way: like, you pub, right?
Okay.
It's a lot of people just solo off lane, and you have 3 heroes farming the safe lane. But like, what does Bristleback fit in that? He goes to your safe lane, I guess. He gets the farm, but does he like carry? Not really. If there's another lane for him to go to, like this off lane, and you have a carry in your safe lane, maybe there's just more room for him to be part of the game.
Okay.
Like, yeah.
I don't know. I'm still not convinced. I feel like Magic Stick is just a big boogeyman to him, which is something.
And you can dispel his thing again.
Wait.
On the dispel note, there's the little satyr creep. I think the cast point got increased, or the cast points
got better.
Let me see.
Yeah.
Satyr Trickster's Purge cast point improved from 0.5 to 0.2, so another Purge.
Yes.
Like, do I pick that up on Chen? I guess so.
I mean,
who knows? Versus these heroes?
IG picked it up against you guys.
Yeah.
My Envy and I were literally holding each other's hand on sitting down. We were about to jump up and scream like crazy, because both of us knew what it meant. Like, it was purging off a hex, but the creep got killed and we never saw it. That was sad stuff. Yeah. Anyways,
oh, well.
Okay. So Spider-Woman.
Spider-Woman.
Yes.
Formerly known as the worst hero in Dota.
That's what you think. Yes.
6.78 patch. Does this help? It helps the laning phase.
I'm sure it does, right? You could go over trees. Well, you don't even destroy the trees. You could go over a cliff. You could go over trees. So you could hide into forest. Yeah. So tell me how this does not help.
Oh, it does help, of course.
Yeah.
But like the reason why Brood sucks is not because like she can't win her lane. It's that like even if she does win her lane, does she contribute in the late game? Like, can she just walk up to people and right click them? and carry the game or something, or just do physical damage in general. Like a lot of times, even where broodmothers are successful, like we've played games where we've had successful broodmothers, and like, what does it do? Maybe AUI can do it. AUI,
Jungle
the
Brood.
safe lane broodmother. Oh, the safe lane broodmother. I don't know if he doesn't play that role anymore, but he was like the only brood I saw that was like successful in actually being that carry type hero, or just like, being a huge threat past the mid game.
Okay, let's look at it from a different angle. Instead of the off-lane broodmother, a 3-row broodmother that we talked about, what about solo mid? What about a support broodmother? Her web being able to
support broodmother, no.
No, you don't want to put a web in a
No.
patch of trees, come out, hit them once, and go back. No, not that kind of stuff.
What is it gonna do?
You could farm the jungle.
I don't know.
Okay, so
maybe someone can prove me wrong, but I don't like it.
all right, fair enough.
I mean, this is good for us. Koikfa and Sam like playing brood, so.
But you don't think brood is good.
Me and TC think that's the worst hero in the game. 6.78.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Centaur Warrunner, more slow. Okay, that's nice.
Chaos Bolt, like this hero,
Oh
no one picks
God.
it without with CK or with CK, and
Yeah,
like
CK got
it's
hit.
just gonna suck more now.
I mean, the Chaos Bowl, that's whatever. Sure, you actually that's
It's big.
no, the
'Cause,
Chaos
like,
Knight
it just
Chaos
sucks.
Bowl. We'll talk about the Wisp later when we get there. But what about the Bolt? It seems like it mattered quite a bit. Because sometimes you only get enough damage to get a kill if you get a 4 seconds like max damage. Now that would never happen.
Right. It'll never happen, and like, what's the point of stunning if it does no damage? Like the RNG is already kind of unfavorable unless you're really lucky. Like especially at the early levels or like the laning phase, it's really gonna come down to just being combo heavy.
Okay.
And where's his best bud Wisp?
And well,
with no
the thing
stun.
is, when you want to be combo heavy, you want that reliance, the for sure thing. Well, you don't even know what kind of stun you're chucking out.
You don't know.
You don't know. Well, cool
But like the
stuff.
hero doesn't get picked, anyways.
Without Wisp.
And now
yeah.
it's just gonna be like, all right, well if I stun longer, it's gonna do no damage.
Bye bye CK, nice knowing you. Chen teleport is now dispellable. That's a big one, because you definitely have enough time to get the dispel off. Holy crap,
This is
that's
what
huge.
it was coming to.
Yeah.
He nerfed it. He made it another ability, and then he added like an animation to it. So now it's just so visible. He was waiting for the dispel patch. It didn't make sense.
So
This is
are
the
we
dispel
keeping
patch.
count? Anybody keeping count how many dispels we got so far? No? Okay, you talk about this. You talk about this one. I'm going to go back up and count the dispels because I'm curious.
I mean, who has a purge? Who has the spell? Like Bloodseeker, the Purge Creep,
Shadow Demon,
like-
Dusa.
I guess Shadow Demon, yeah.
Okay.
But like, I don't really see it being that big of a deal unless teams are really active
I mean,
or just aware of this.
doesn't this increase the value of at least Diffusal Blade, for example?
I mean, sort of, but I don't know. I don't really see Diffusal being picked up that much more unless there's another ability down here that's really significant.
To dispel. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, it's whatever.
Okay.
For an out, like if you hex them, they can still get sent back, right?
Yes.
It doesn't dispel it, so.
Fair enough. Yeah. You're the Chench player. You don't sound like you cared much, so let's move on.
Swing
More
arrows
damage. That's cool. Mana cost.
goes through BKB.
I mean, was that ever... I guess that was kind of the big deal,
It's
but
pretty big.
to me, it's like Klings is ganking a BKB, or ganking somebody with the Orchids, and once the BKB comes out, it's really the fact that he's not silenced anymore that's letting him get away, right?
Oh, I mean, I think this is just gonna help him transition to late game more. Like, the thing is when he goes into late game, unless he's really fat with items,
Right.
he loses a significant amount of damage just from heroes being BKB. Doesn't it like annoying? You know, you play like Enchantress or Silencer and they BKB and you're like, okay,
Yeah.
it does nothing. This is what I wish Enchant had, but Klinks has it, and I think it's really good for him.
So, you think Klings, the reason we don't see him more nowadays is the fact that he doesn't go well into late? I mean, there's other reasons, right? But that's
no.
one of them.
it could be. Well, he does go 1-2 late, but this just makes it even better.
Okay, so what is the reason why we don't see him every game then? Let me ask that on a different direction.
He's just an awkward laner, I think.
Okay.
There's like situations where you want to have him typically solo on your safe lane versus another solo. Like he's just more of a niche pick right now.
Okay.
Like there's nothing wrong with it.
Okay.
He just he has his place, but he's not versatile enough to pick all the time.
Fair enough. Clockwork, knocking back power clock units, destroy trees. That just prevent like random awkward clogs. Cool. Freezing field.
Another buff.
Yeah.
This is, I mean, I like this.
What a surprise.
I like this. It's like the ulti is so good. Like sometimes you just underestimate it when you use your ulti in the middle of like all their carries. You actually notice how much slower they're attacking.
I don't think anybody. I mean, coming from like, you, where you tore down the entire LG China squad with a freezing field, I don't think anybody listening right now would be underestimating it, seeing what you did. And now it's even stronger. So I actually don't know the mechanic behind this, but do your bursts have to actually hit them to apply the slow?
No.
No. So you cast it and immediately gets slow.
You.
Okay.
Yep.
Well, that's something.
It's really the spell is really good. It's really underrated, and now it's just a little bit better. So.
All right.
Not really a big deal.
I mean, obviously, captains are not saying, "Hey guys, let's draft CM because her ult got buffed." She's the same hero. She just now gets a little bit more powerful. Okay. Cooldown vacuum increase. Yeah. That's nice, cool, whatever.
That's actually like, I mean, think about where it came from. Didn't you see like 17 seconds at one point, the vacuum?
Did it? Was that what it was when it came out?
Really low.
Okay.
Now it's 28 seconds.
Yeah. You
have to be pretty coordinated team like Navi, or you have to have Universe on your team. I think it's a good nerf. It's like it doesn't take him out of the game. Like Darkseid is still going to be really good.
It's the same as the Bat Rider that you liked. It's more precise.
Right.
It rewards good play and punishes bad play.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right, Dazzle. So I actually haven't even read this one. What?
I didn't get this one though.
Okay, slows. It slows for 2 seconds and then slows, slow, and then stuns.
He's still kind of awkward to like level up abilities on. It's just like with the new poison touch, you still have to get it to level 3 for it to do something.
Yes.
It just doesn't stun anymore, right? I mean,
it stuns at level 4 now.
Like, this hero is gonna be kind of like the same as he always was, but maybe a little bit worse. Because like, can't you just TP out if he poison touches you, even if it's a level 3?
It has to be immediate, right?
It's a slow.
Yeah. Well, no,
the slows. It's not a stun anymore.
The last one, 3. The last ticket is at level 4.
Yeah, but sometimes.
No. It mini stuns 0.1 seconds at the start.
It does?
Yeah. Both of them did.
That's good then.
Both of them did.
Okay, never mind. I didn't know that. All right.
Dang, now you do.
That's cool.
But it's dodgeable now.
It's dodgeable now.
Was it ever not dodgeable? I didn't even know. Oh my god, Patchlog, guys. Owning.
Yeah.
But it's like you said, the problem with this hero isn't that the spells are not good. In fact, all of the spells are so good that you want to max them, but you just don't have the time or the resource or the lanes to actually max it in. I thought Solomon Dazzle was the thing. I really thought it was kind of cool, but no team's ever did it.
Could have been a thing.
Yeah.
KZZ was on that. And he's one of the people that introduces new ideas to the NA Dota scene.
Okay. We need more of KZZ, more of Dazzle.
I guess.
Yeah. I mean, like Dazzle with an armlet, or not armlet, Dazzle with a medallion. No, with a medallion. It's like absolutely, like sickening how much damage it does. I just like feel sad nobody cares. Okay.
Maybe the most significant thing about him is the weave duration rescaled from 12 at level 1 to 20 at all ranks. There are some strategies where like there used to be a strat that LGDN told us about a long time ago, and I don't think it's really a big deal to talk about it now because TI is over.
Mm-hmm.
Or like they had a strat where they picked like Dazzle and Sven, and then they would just weave and Warcry, and they're like basically
walk into base
for physical damage. Yeah, and if you have 20 seconds, that's a lot of time to siege towers, and you back off, and yeah. That's the only thing I can see that like changing. Just maybe more
Okay.
sieging.
Sieging. Nice.
Yeah, whatever.
Cool.
Death Prophet is huge.
That's
Death
another
Prophet,
hero like a siege. Holy
that ulti
shit.
does so much damage already. It does so much damage already. It's gonna do 1,000,000 damage
It's
right now.
insane damage output. I mean, like, that alone, it's gonna get this hero pick, right?
Yeah.
Like, for
I
sure,
think
she's
it
gonna
can
get
see
picked.
someone's gonna experiment with it. Like it was already like pickable,
Uh-huh.
but maybe this thing is just gonna like really make
So,
people want to experiment.
what was her original issue, you think, that she wasn't picked?
Hmm.
You think she's
I'm
already
not
pickable,
sure. Like,
and I agree.
it's already pickable, yeah. It's kind of
It's like a
she's
trendy
kind
thing.
of awkward. It's awkward
She's
and
awkward
her
because she's not
ulti, like,
played.
I don't know. I really don't know. We have to see this.
Okay.
It does so much damage already, though.
I'm just very, very excited to it. Now, let's get on to some of the mechanics for this. Damage block doesn't work for it, right? Because I know Vanguard just got buff. I think these Exorcism Spirits do, like, pure damage, like, it's non-blockable damage. But it's physical damage, so armor still helps. Medallion, minus armor strat, which is already a big prevalence in current metagame, is gonna get stronger. That's nice.
Yeah.
It kills things. It kills buildings. It makes Void nicer. I like Void and Crowd together. Right? That Chrono and
Yeah.
DP ult, man. It's sickening. So, yeah, more Crowd. Cool. So
I don't know what to
Disruptor.
say about that hero.
What do you want to say about this hero?
The ulti, the Aghanim Scepter.
Holy
obviously
shit!
what
We've
stands
been
out.
crying for this for a long time, right? Everybody wants something to silence item. Everybody was asking from Doom. All right, it silences items. What does that change to Dota? Like, this is huge.
I mean, the hero is really good right now, and Epi did an interview with NoTail the other day, where NoTail was saying that he thinks Disruptor should be played right now, and he doesn't know why it's not being picked more, seeing more attention. Like, the hero's already good. This is really big, I think. Like, that's the whole weakness of this hero. He's so amazing in early game and mid game. But
Okay.
when all the heroes build BKB, it's done. Like, it's a useless hero.
All right, so Envy,
yeah.
or not Envy, sorry. Fluff. I'm sorry. That's disrespect, right? I'm sorry.
That's disrespect.
That's disrespect. All right, so let me
Could
put.
have at least called me burning or something.
Okay. Really burning? He's not even a. Well, I guess he started as a support. That's fair.
I don't know.
Okay.
Whatever.
So let me put on my caster hat and pretend that I see a disruptor being picked up. These are the normal things I would say. Doesn't have a stun in lane. Needs a lot of levels. Doesn't really zone people out that well. All of the, like, very squishy, very level dependent. Don't know where we're gonna find that. Not really a good ganker. Like, all of these, to a certain extent, is so true, correct?
I disagree.
To all
I
of
think
them?
I think Disruptor is good at zoning, good at laning, good at ganking. Like in mid, if the other team's if the other team's mid's like on your hill and he runs away, you just glimpse him back. It's so easy. But I mean, is a support going to build Ags is the question. But
is he a
maybe that
support
just
now?
means Disruptor has to be middle.
Yeah,
he has to be mid.
Mid Ags.
Sam loves Disruptor in the old days of EG. One of the first incarnations of EG when Sam used to play for them, he used to play Disruptor quite a bit. And you know, he's whined to us quite a bit for like wanting to see this hero played more. And one of our scrims, we actually ended up picking it for him, and he was so excited, saying he was going to prove himself. But the other team built 3 big KBs, even though he did really good in the early game, becomes flat dead useless. Maybe this is going to make the hero come from the mid roll.
If you're comfortable talking about it, in that scrim, how do you lane? Because Bulba generally plays mid now. Just give him solo mid Disruptor?
Yeah, mid support. I like mid just because of the Ags.
Okay.
I mean, is a support really gonna get that?
No, I don't think so. I mean,
only if you're really winning, and you should win anyway.
Actually, how many times do you see Visage getting Ags nowadays? I mean, if a Visage, like, obviously Visage is mad chaos machine.
Quick.
Yeah. I mean, maybe.
I guess AUI will have to show us.
Okay. Okay, so.
Right.
I guess. Now tie it all up for the rest of us. I mean, obviously we say, hey, silence item, it's strong, it's powerful. But how powerful is it? Is this like a game-winning ability, like how a Reaper Scythe ultimate from a Necro with Acceptor wins games? Is it something similar to that effect?
It's amazing. It's like when if you use a disruptor ulti on like a Nyx and he doesn't build BKB because he has rage, he's like completely useless. Just that's what it's gonna be for like all these carry heroes. I think like if they can't pop BKBs in the fight, they're gonna be really easy to bring down and focus. And not only that, but like she's getting disruptor's getting buffs all around the board. Like the kinetic fields increased a little bit. Sure, it was fine anyway, but the static storm AoE's increased.
That's a big.
It's gonna be way fatter.
Yeah.
It's gonna be way fatter than you remember. I mean, even if you only static storm one person on the team, if it's their carry that relies on BKB to do crap in the fight, he's really gonna have a hard time doing anything.
Would it be fair to say to compare this to AoE Doom? A better one at that, because it silence items now.
It is. I mean, Doom's only gonna hit one target. You can hit more than one target with this, but obviously you have to lock them down. But I mean, like, he's such a good ganker though. Like, a lot of heroes who get BKB, they kind of rely on, you know, if they get ganked, farming, split pushing, all that stuff, they just BKB TP or BKB run away.
Right.
If a disruptor ganks, if you stun and disruptor ulti's on top, that hero is actually just gonna die.
Yeah. There's no other ways. I mean, in a more chaotic team fight, I see, for example, Vengeful Spirit being one of the few ways to get them out. Force Staff doesn't push you out of kinetic field, right?
No.
Okay, so that doesn't work.
Venge is really good.
Yeah. I mean, Venge we knew was always good, but now you get more importance because things like this. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to Disruptor. I feel like Disruptor makes, at least, again, from a spectator's point of view, makes games very interesting because a hero's running away. Oh, whoa, no, he's coming back. Like, it's always fun to see. And this adds another kind of page of the chaotic team fights, which, you know, good stuff.
It's going to be fun if it works.
Okay, Doom?
Doom... The only big thing is his AoE increase, but...
For Acceptor? Is anybody feeling an Acceptor?
I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't think so.
I don't think so either.
Not really significant right now.
Doom removes a positive buff. What does that even matter? I guess it removes like an aphotic shield. It removes a pipe, I guess. Yeah, I don't think it really matters.
Whatever. It's gonna kill him faster.
Cool.
If it kills him.
Alright, Dro. I don't even want to talk about this because I don't even know what the current one does.
I think this is really good.
Okay, why is it really good?
Well, obviously, all the values are increased on the aura ratios. Precision aura no longer affects creep, so that means like you don't have to hold out on that skill when you're farming. Like, you know, when you, I guess you don't know, but some of your viewers may understand. Like when you play Drow, if you activate or you level up your aura, sometimes your range creeps start pushing your lane, and you can't control it versus offlaner. So sometimes you just have to withhold from scaling the darn skill until later, just keeping the point available. But now you can actually control the creep wave, and the big thing for me anyway is like when I play Drow, her base attack time, or like when you CS before 6, it's so hard.
Yeah.
The backswing is insane, and I want to get as much damage as I can get. So with this, you're going to be able to level it up last hit a little bit easier. But the big thing, I think,
2-minute cooldown.
I like the precision. Yeah. This precision aura just means like it's just going to be like a troll T. You pop it and you're going to bring things down really quickly.
Well, for creeps, not
for creeps.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So my question is, how do you use this? Like, you know, one of those games that it's pretty back and forth, and you have one of those chaotic fights at Roshan, because we talked about Roshan earlier, and you notice one of your creep wave is pushing top, a build-up creep wave with 4 units. Pop it?
Pop it when you're doing Roshan, and let your creeps like force them back to TP, or like actually do a lot of damage to the base, I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, it's gonna work in like that. You can always push your waves into them.
Does it
when your team's grouping up more?
Does it work with Visage birds then? In that case,
I don't think so anymore. I'm not sure.
Because I know it used to,
so.
and then not, and now with this makes me think.
I don't know. If it does, which it might, then that's pretty darn good.
It's pretty BS. How do you defend against that?
I don't know.
I don't know
It's
either.
it's just nice. It's like a nice thing. I I thought in the first place you should be able to toggle it off and on. You know, it's like kind of ridiculous that I'm trying to CS and my range keeps pushing my lane. But yeah,
I don't like the fact that it could be constantly on, cause you're just it feels like you're fighting a 6 hero on the map somewhere. It's always your lanes are always pushed, and whereas
yeah.
this one has a hefty cooldown on top
Well,
of it, it's fair.
I think it was an AOE, so it wasn't global last
No,
time,
the
was it?
first one was global, I think.
I thought it was only global for heroes.
I don't remember. Maybe our viewers would know, but
I don't know.
yeah.
The heroes. The point is the hero's viable. Like this didn't make her viable. She's still viable. It just makes her a little bit better.
It was
So,
global to some viewers. Yeah, for those of you guys, again, just a quick shout out to Fluff and Stuff. He is the. Are you still captain of Team Liquid? I don't know, because the morale captain.
think so.
Okay, you think so? So yes, you
Not
are.
morale.
We don't know because you don't draft much anymore. So it's hard to say. So
I mean, everyone's kind of picking up a lot of the slack
which
in
you
terms
wrote a
of
blog
leadership.
about. Yeah.
Yeah.
So Fluff and Stuff
Um,
has a really good blog series of Team Liquid, which I recommend you guys check out. And sorry I was cutting you off.
Sure. It's okay.
Okay, and
Just basically, yeah. Oh, good.
I was also gonna say that you are currently also streaming this, so maybe we're gonna take some questions later on. And if you wanna have Fluff and Stuff see your questions, it's gonna be on Twitch TV / something that
Liquid.Fluff.
involves Liquid.Fluff. There you go.
Right. Yeah.
I would not cut you off now. It seems like you have something to say.
I was just gonna say that a captain doesn't need to be the person that tells everybody what to do.
Mm-hmm.
A captain is somebody who brings out the best in everybody around them and connects everyone under him.
Okay.
So in that way, I still think that I'm the captain, even though I don't draft anymore.
Fair enough. Very wise words. And with that, let's move on to Earthshaker. He gets more range now. What's
That's
Ranger?
nice.
What's Ranger with the issue
that
with
the issue?
Earthshaker?
I mean, sometimes you throw out the fissure and it's like barely doesn't clip them.
Oh come
So-
on! It's
Gonna get some
1300
kills
now.
like that.
It's 1400 now.
Yeah, I don't know why he keeps pushing for enchant totem damage increase. Like, is he trying to get carry Earthshaker? I mean,
Do we ever want
I
to see a
want-
Curry Earthshaker?
it could. I mean, it could be entertaining.
I don't see the
I don't
reason
think
why
it's-
not. Like why
Yeah,
not?
why not? But I mean, he already doesn't get picked as a support, and he was one of my favorite heroes coming to Dota 2. And like,
He's so
I know he
good as
does
a
get picked
support.
now, but
Yeah.
he wasn't as good as the other ones coming into the game.
Uh-huh.
And I really just wish that they would, make it so that the cooldown was reduced maybe 1 or 2 seconds,
Okay,
so
so
you get a couple more off.
That's what you think is the issue. Maybe the cooldown, maybe the mana.
Mono's alright, I guess.
Okay.
It wouldn't make sense for him to just be able to spam it so much.
So it's mostly the cooldown.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, if I enchant totem someone, it's gonna hurt more. It's whatever.
He definitely does not need more enchant totem or fissure range. So thank you for giving us
It's not
nothing,
the buff.
Asrock.
It's not the buff I wanted, but someone's gonna have fun Lothar and crit.
Okay, cool. Elder Titan getting a nerf. I don't think Ancestral Spirit was really the factor. It's natural order, right?
Yeah. Natural order is the reason why the hero's so good.
So this doesn't touch it really.
The significant thing about this is that at level 4, your nuke doesn't one-shot the range creep, so it's gonna slow down the farming a little bit, but the hero's still incredibly good.
I see. So move on. Enigma Midnight Pulse damage increase. Axe Scepter double Midnight Pulse action.
I mean, I wasn't really that impressed by this. It's really cool. It's really nice, but everyone on my team thought it was really big. Like, Way2 and TC thought this was really huge.
Really?
So I'm gonna take their word for it. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It does a lot of damage. It does a lot of damage.
It doesn't go through BKB. Right?
I don't know. I mean, it's kind of awkward. You don't really see Enigmas going for any other items than like Blink, BKB, and occasionally.
There's so many
Like
items to go
refresh
for. Blink, BKB, Pipe, Mech,
It's pretty expensive too.
4-staff,
Like
Necro
if-
Book.
If you get an Axe, isn't that like a B? It could have been a BKB. or something else.
I guess.
But I guess one of the things about Enigma is that he kind of has mana issues though.
He
So
won't
it
if
might
he has
be-
an ag, right?
Yeah, Axe will be a nice build up for a stacking and like how you can play the team fights. You'll actually be able to use Midnight Pulse. Like some people just don't even try or don't even level it up because it costs so much mana. Especially with the black hole nerfs, the mana cost and all that
Wait.
stuff. Yeah.
Are you another soul that believes in that?
What?
That you don't level a black hole? I've been saying that for years. Everybody.
No, I don't. I didn't say that. No.
What did you say? Say it one more time.
I said I think he'll have more mana to like use his spells repeatedly, including Midnight Pulse, which is people usually don't even like end up casting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But true story, real talk for people that want to play better Enigma, blink in and use Midnight Pulse on the ground. People think you're using black hole and they lob stuns at you.
Right.
Yeah.
You'll be able to do that now because you have a mana pool.
Exactly. And also real talk, you're gonna get blink first. You're gonna get BKB next before you even get Axe. So dream on. I'm not sure whether you'll get that Axe ever.
Dream on.
Yeah. Unless you're going for like an 80-minute game. An 80-minute game, you'd rather get a refresher first, I think. Maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know. Okay, I think we're done with the black hole. Enchantress, even more insane. Cool story.
It's really good already.
Yeah,
It's
I don't think
better.
that thing needed a buff. Okay. Time walk slow increase. AoE chrono gets bigger.
It's whatever.
Cool.
Void's not like the best. Huskar, the Ghost Scepter was his nerf. It should be in here, but it's not. So.
Okay, it really is.
Whatever. EMP on Invoker, not really a big deal.
Okay.
Not really a big deal. Invoke max spells at 2 at level 1.
That's huge.
That's I like that.
Yeah.
That's
So it
nice.
Increase your.
It's good for extra.
Yeah. From. I mean, what do you really need? Like, I guess Cold Snap and Sunstrike at the same time, or. I know Dandy gets the Force Spirit quite early. Like.
Just, I mean, you don't really have to predict as much as you used to. It's just more convenient. For me, this is a big buff for X-Sword going Force Spirit because you can level up your Quas to 4 and your X-Sword to 4 without having to spend another skill in Invoke if you really didn't want to.
Right.
So you can rush those Force Spirits if you want.
Okay. Makes sense. Actually, that's a pretty big deal, right? Yeah, you get your you get a level earlier. So okay. All right. So I guess the other big boogeyman, Tether, has now minus 100 MS AS instead
How
of
long
a
does it
stun.
last?
2
What
seconds,
does it
I
last?
guess. I don't know.
2 seconds?
I don't know. I'm just guessing because the sun's 2 seconds.
I like the hero.
He's also broken. Is this the fix?
Yeah, it's a pretty good fix. I think that already he's starting to fall off. Like you see more teams giving up Wisp and actually beating it. So there's kind of that old fear is kind of starting to die away because people are seeing and being more exposed to games with Wisp involved that are not stompy. This like Wisp and CK, I don't know, like they got nerfed pretty hard. So it's still pretty nice.
It takes away the ganking factor. It makes a lot of the blinkers a lot more survivable against this. Because it would just be like Ursa blinks on you and you're just dead. Now you blink away.
It's fair.
Yeah, it's okay. To me, as somebody that has now is now playing Wisp because you picked me Wisp in that one tournament and I never knew how to play it, I really enjoyed doing double stuns with Wisp. That was the thing, right?
Yeah.
You get a 4-second stun out of 2 tethers right after another. That was sick. Now you can't do it anymore. It's sad days. But does this fix the hero? Do you still predict him as the top pick? Because relocate changes the game.
It does, but I think he won't be like first pick, first ban.
Really?
And I think there will be heroes that are valued even more because like I think the laning phase will be even more important now. And what does Wisp offer you now? With the low armor, low HP, kind of level dependent, and now he doesn't stun anymore. Yeah.
Okay. Fair enough. Move on. I'm surprised we can't talk more about this. I feel like he is the poster boy of 6.78, right? Like, shouldn't we say,
Yeah.
hey, new era, blah blah blah? But it's just like, yeah, he doesn't stun anymore.
I mean, the other thing is that like a viable lane choice right now is a dual mid with the Wisp.
Yeah. Oh,
But if you dual mid and the other team just blinks away or has some survivable hero, like it's not gonna be this crush where you can't even walk up to the lane anymore.
yeah. So that was the Fnatic lane where of like they do morph Wisp mid. That was very very effective. Yeah, yeah. It's not as effective anymore. So how does
Still a good hero.
still, yeah, obviously. What about Jakiro? What about how's that work now? I don't even know. Castable attack.
It's like before it was on a cooldown all the time, and your next auto attack would activate it and put it on cooldown, and that was really annoying because like sometimes
you
when
attack
you
the
push
creep
the safe
and then
lane,
yeah.
yeah, you just don't attack. You're just like, okay, this is really significant on the tower. I'm just not gonna hit creeps, guys. So our push is gonna be that much slower.
So this is like
now
a poison attack
nice.
from Viper. Is that how it is?
It's like when you activate your next auto attack.
Okay.
Wait, is it castable orb? What does that mean?
It's castable.
Oh, I
attack.
get it. Okay, so
is it like a?
it's just like it's gonna save. It's gonna have that cooldown still. So
It's like Enchantress then.
you just activate it at the tower. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Maybe even you can do more intricate things like as a support player, you can say, "I'm gonna liquid fire like one of their carries." Maybe it doesn't have BKB.
To harass? I don't know. Yeah, it does actually do a minus attack speed, correct?
Well, that's that. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's significant. Anything you can get out of it, it's all about squeezing out the intricate kind of spell details.
Okay. All right. Juggernaut healing ward buffed. Omni slash big buff to the cooldown.
Huge.
Omni slash doesn't stop to Ethereal, makes sense. And Fix not being able to use item during Omni slash. We saw Bone 7 go accept a refresher today on Juggernaut.
Did you?
Yeah, he did.
I heard you talk about that.
Yeah, so he could actually refresh us during his Omni Slash and get us off a second one right afterwards. He had trouble getting it off because the Chain Stun from I think EG was really really good. But let's talk about 99.9% of the other scenario. Like Juggernaut,
Yeah.
he's already very good. I feel like Healing Ward gave him
Yeah.
the niche, and now with basically a 50% increase on the movement speed makes it a lot more harder to chase down. It's already moving very fast.
Yeah, it's great. It's great right now.
Okay.
I like how it doesn't stop if the targets go with ethereal.
So
Because
Ghost
there are like
less
so
of
many
a counter.
situations. Yeah, there are like so many situations where it still can continue to bounce, but like it just stops. Like you're gonna see the hero put out a lot more damage that he's supposed to be doing because like really most of his damage is coming from the ulti right now.
Right.
Like the way people are playing it, no one's really playing this right click build or anything like that.
And the ulti feels like a Brew Ward Scarab from that thing. A Weaver.
Yeah,
It duds. Half the time. Now it doesn't dud, right?
hmm
Okay.
It's the buff that he deserved. Like it doesn't make it overpowered. It's just like kind of BS when like you bounce to someone who has Ghost Scepter and it's done.
Makes sense. So Blinding Light, same thing with Cogs. None of that, random stuff. Which, although on this one it feels like why not? Or why? Why did you do this? Because we saw pretty sick Blinding Light up the trees on Roshan pits.
Yeah.
Yeah. Why do you push the trees now?
Destroys the fun.
Yeah, it does.
I don't know.
Okay.
I guess they thought it was too broken.
Kunkka does not need a buff, but apparently he's getting one.
He doesn't. Ship does so much damage.
It does. I used to say
Like, his
500
burst is
damage.
insane.
Yeah, I used to say 500 damage in a stun. That was like couple patch back. Now it's 550. Now it's 600 damage in a stun. It's insane. It's a low
He
cooldown.
didn't need this.
Yeah, he doesn't need this. Does he even need
I don't know
anything?
why.
I don't think he did.
He's a good hero already.
Yeah, he's really good. All right. Well, I guess
Yeah.
only a couple teams are picking him now. But I remember the days where
Mhm.
Kunkka was picked in every single game. Maybe we're going back to that.
Yeah.
So Diabolic Edict gets better cast point, which we know how important that is in terms of getting a kill and not. And the Pulse Nova Receptor damage increase. Yeah, that's nice. Yeah, general buff. I don't think this is something that brings him back, right?
He's never gonna go back to his former glory.
Where there's 0 cast point.
Yeah, it was so good. I really like Flash Strike too. I'm sad about this, but maybe they could have buffed his strength gain. Come on.
I mean,
Whatever.
it's 0.5 this patch.
They want him to be a character.
Next
They
patch.
want him to be a character. Listen about.
next patch it might be 0.3, and then 0.1. Who knows? Maybe 3 years from now he's 0 cast point.
I mean, the skill is fine. Buff his stats so he doesn't run around like nothing. I mean, if you want him to run in and like use spells around him like Pulse Nova, he deserves a little bit more HP.
You know, there was one team that played him as a carry. I think Yamate back in TI2 played him carryless Shrek. Mm-hmm. If you remember that.
This is very good.
Yeah,
it's really good.
Why don't we see more of that?
I think that he was already viable in that kind of role. Mm-hmm. If he goes like Ags, Bloodstone, BKB kind of build.
Right.
The new Scepter, just more damage, like just better. I guess he's trying to get more people to play it like that.
Yeah, I feel like he's
really good already.
At least from the ultimate standpoint, becoming more and more like a Death Prophet. Obviously, he gives you a ton more in terms of tower pushing and AOE and all that stuff. I mean, why not?
I like.
Yeah.
I mean, I scale Pulse Nova at level 6, but this is Scepter damage, so.
Right.
My point is that I think Pulse Nova is a really good ability, and I'm willing to level that up over something else when I get to level 6.
Okay, fair enough. So this is the other one that I found very interesting. Lich. Frost Armor, big buff against range. That's cool. Okay, Frost Armor, slow stacks. That's nice. What about the Dark Ritual or Sacrifice? Gains mana. Who cares about that? You gain EXP for your people? What the hell?
Lich is insane. Lich is literally like, I don't know, a top pick hero in this patch, I think.
I think so too. He's your offlane solo that outlevels your carry, right?
No.
Is he even offlane solo anymore?
He's played as, if you dual lane this hero, like, he's gonna cause so many issues. Like, I don't like dual lanes in general just because, like, when you share the XP, it's just so slow. Mm-hmm. But with this is really significant. And the more significant thing, I guess, is the Frost Armor slowing on the range heroes.
Yeah, that's a huge.
That's pretty big.
I mean,
that's super significant.
We are still seeing a very healthy amount of heroes with ways to get around things like this. Like, for example, OD Orbs is a way that doesn't actually the attack speed slow. Is it part of Frost Armor? Yeah, it is, right?
Yeah, it is.
Never mind.
This is really good.
That's
like,
insane.
Frost Armor was already good. Like, it was actually a hidden OP skill, Frost Armor. Now it affects range heroes. Wow.
Half of effect.
It's better than nothing.
Better than nothing, I agree. So
already good.
You talked about the dual lane. I was thinking about the off lane solo, which is a little bit more traditional. What about the solo mid? Like, I mean, yeah sure, the sacrifice still, it doesn't deny enemy experience. What if you walk back a couple of feet and then
they shouldn't get it anyway, right? If you deny it, like, they will. They'll get some of it, but like, yeah, you walk back. Yeah,
you walk back, deny, you get the experience. Like, can you be a level 6 and he's like level 4? Is that feasible?
I guess. The thing about Lich is that it's so easy to gank, though.
Not when you have Frost Armor.
I mean, what is Lich though? Why does he need to go mid?
I don't know. I was just thinking,
Rush mech or something.
I mean, how?
It's a thing.
Doesn't like the standard support Lich now gains more ground because as a support he could find somehow experience for himself? Isn't that big just on that? Yeah.
It's huge. This is. I didn't think about this whole mid thing. I guess I would have to ask Sam.
Yeah, sounds like OP to me. I feel like I agree with you. This is one of the new topics. Okay, Rage cooldown nerfed. Open wounds, infest cast points nerfed.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like the hero needs nerfed.
Yeah, I mean he's getting picked so often, and when it gets to the pool, he's so devastating. Like TC was really regretting not banning Lifesteal earlier today versus Navi, and he said that was like the whole reason why we lost.
Was that one of your only loss today against Navi, right?
That was the game one where we lost that game.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, Lina gets more attack range. Cool.
I like that. Lina's a cool hero.
I mean, honestly, does she need more attack range?
Well, the thing is, okay, think about it. If
Fiery Soul, is that what we're getting at?
If these dual lane situations come back, it wasn't Lina. Lina used to be one of those staple heroes, and this means she's going to be able to like contest the lane and harass more, and has more presence. She has presence, but just more.
Okay, cool. Just like small stuff. I just find it funny because it used to be, I think, 625, and then it got to 635, and now it's 650. Yeah. Trends. Lion Hex Duration. I mean, his early game is already so bad.
I mean, I don't even have enough mana to cast Hex.
Yeah.
Like more than 2 times anyway.
So you don't worry about it. Yeah.
And if it's getting increased to 2.5 at level 1, I mean, I don't think I even care if the cooldown goes up. That's really big.
Yeah.
That's so much lockdown.
It is. I mean, traditionally, Lion is a hero that not played as a solo mid anymore. He is now a support, and he has trouble finding levels. He stays at level 5, it feels like, for way too long, and 3 second or 2.5 second of a hex, that's legitimate.
That. Like, I've been telling TC to pick me Lion, and he keeps saying no. But if I come gank with this 2.5 second hex,
then he'll say yes.
Someone's gonna fucking die. I'm sorry.
Either you or them, right?
I love Lion. I don't know. Yeah. Sorry, the rage came out of me. No, I swore, my bad.
I would. We promote rage.
I like Lion. Yeah. TC doesn't want to pick it for me. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I think TC is a bad person in this conversation.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Lone Druid got a buff. I can't believe I'm seeing this. And meanwhile, Spareber now gives. What's that?
It's not a. It's a buff. Like, it's a consolation prize.
Consolation buff. Fair enough. For Spareber getting now another big nerf. I mean,
that's a whole level. Like, if you kill a bear as a support,
you get a level.
That's a level.
Yeah. I mean, it gave so much gold already. You have every incentive to kill it, and now you have more.
You need. Yeah, it's just like the heroes got nerfed, still great, and this is all right by me.
All right, fair enough.
He needs this. The hero's still gonna be picked. So.
Okay, so how OP is the Moonglaive bouncing on the same unit?
It's really good.
Because I'm thinking of the 1v2 situation of Luna, and he's just killing the hell out of everybody.
This is insane. This is like my favorite basic type of skill, like in the Warcraft universe, like just Moonglaives, just bouncing.
Yeah.
So cool. You pick Night Elf in Warcraft 3 and you just Mass Huntress.
Yeah.
That's so fun.
Okay.
And now you can bounce back to them. That's crazy.
The damage output of this is like, I don't want to give a numerical value to it, but all I could say is a F-ton, a lot more.
Yeah, F-ton.
Yes.
I'm glad that we have like one of the highest statistic Luna players on our team. He's like the #1 win rate or something.
In terms of what rank?
TC has like a 20-4 competitive record with Luna.
Oh, so like real stats. I thought you were gonna quote some
buff.
Dota buff.
This is real stat.
Okay.
No.
Okay, fair enough.
So, ban it versus TC, or you're gonna lose.
Okay, fair enough. What about Eclipse Scepter Beam? That's just your pub thing, right? That's just not really.
Whatever.
Yeah. Okay.
Whatever.
It's not real. All right. So Lycanthrope, a couple of stuff here, a couple of stuff there. Jungle got nerfed. He's not really good at jungle before. He's not really good at jungle now. The Wolves tank Laguna Blade like it's nothing.
This is good. Like,
what's good about it?
I mean, if you.
What do you give to Lycan now that he didn't have before? Like, all of these are small buff. That's nice,
Lycan, after the last patch, Lycan could feasibly jungle. Now, his jungle is back to normal, I think. It's not quite as good as before, but like he doesn't have to struggle as hard as he did before. And
so this comes from the armor and the base damage.
Yeah. Like from, I think Puppy will probably start picking this hero again. Lycan.
Okay.
And the non-hero units increase from Howl.
I thought that was the big one. Getting 4 more damage on all your Treants, Centaurs, or whatever else. That's sick.
Yeah. Forge Spirits, I guess.
Forge Spirits, Eidolons.
It's gonna be huge.
Yeah.
Yeah. It affects Eidolons too.
Yeah.
Although that's gonna be insane damage.
When they split, I'm not sure if they still get the buff. I think
it's already really good right now.
Yeah.
Like, did you see the game Stay Free versus EG?
No, I did not. What happened there?
They picked a solo they picked a safe lane Lycan who got 2 levels of Howl, and all their heroes are just trashing the enemy team.
Okay.
Like,
because you don't.
They got ganks off that they couldn't get without it.
So did he sacrifice Wolf or the passive?
Well, he went to Howl and he started maxing the wolves again and going into the passive. But just like Howl's a really underrated skill right now.
It has a very long cooldown. Yeah, I feel like if you're safe laning him and if you're just blasting against nobody anyways, why not?
Lycan's gonna see a comeback, I think.
I already think he's a very pickable hero, but the laning,
yeah,
awkward. All right, I was gonna move on, but is there something else on Lycan?
Just more cheese.
More cheese.
Necrobook 3, you can't Midas or Dom it anymore, so like Lycan's just gonna own.
I hated that. Today we saw it actually. Sing Sing got a Necro 3, and I was looking.
My brother wants my attention. Sorry.
Okay.
Continue.
Yeah. How's the new Pokemon game, by the way? Oh, he meant for me to continue to talk. Yeah. Fluff and Stuff has a brother, and they're playing Pokemon together, and I'm jelly, cause my sister won't even hug me.
Sorry.
What?
Hi.
Sorry, I was asking you how's Pokemon?
No.
No? What?
I don't play. My brother played.
Oh, okay.
I don't know.
Curious, man. All right.
I might ask him if I can borrow it when I fly to Korea. That would be kind of cool. Just playing on the plane. But anyway.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anyways, any more stuff on Lycan, or we talk on the turn rate of Magnus? Yeah. Okay. I don't think this matters.
What is okay? Medusa, Mystic Snake, pure damage. I still don't think it's worth leveling up still.
You don't think it's worth leveling
up?
That's my
opinion.
So what's the skill build for Medusa? What do you think?
Like split shot and mana shield and stats. Like, okay. Mystic Snake is.
It used to be so good in the Dusa farming area of the past, right? Don't you think it's actually good in terms of a base defense situation? Like she sends in the front, she throws a Mystic Snake, and she pops 2 split shots, and the wave is dead. It's still good for that, right?
It is. Yeah.
But you don't get it early anymore.
TC doesn't level it. I trust him.
Okay.
He doesn't like it, so yeah.
All right. So I can't believe I'm ever seeing a day of this in Dota, but Meeple's got nerfed.
It's ridiculous.
This is ridiculous.
No, this is not even. I don't know if this is a nerf.
Remove 30% stat sharing on non-Aghanim's. That's straight up nerf.
He gets a second Meepo at level 4. Like, you have 2 Meepos at level 4.
That's
kind of weird.
Yeah.
What is the stat sharing anyways? That's just like your treads?
No, that's like, do you remember the Acceptor and then you get like
But it says non-Aghanims.
Yeah. Well, you always get Aghanims, so like people got Aghanims and like a heart and you just can't kill anything. It just runs you over. Unfortunately, our resident Meeple expert Gods is at Florida right now, so I can't really ask him, but this gotta be exciting, right? Because you get to... The reason you level so much faster is because of the second and third Meeple. So, getting at level 4 means you just jungle better. Which you might need it, because apparently the jungle now sucks.
Yeah, I didn't think about it that way as well. He's gonna get so much EXP. I don't know. Who plays Meepo besides like No Tail?
And the question is...
Sam thinks he can play Meepo, but
he can't.
Fraudulent.
Suspect.
Yeah.
My question is, why don't we see more Meepo? Is he really just bad?
I don't think he's bad.
Can we actually see Meepo now with the 30% stat thing removed? Because
don't ask me.
Okay. I guess you're not a Meepo expert, but I always thought Meepo was pretty good, and the 30% stat thing put it up to competitive capabilities. But I guess that's where we need No-Tail or Gods, but apparently they're not here.
Yeah.
Mirana increase. All right, this is a hero you could talk about quite a bit. So the duration is a big.
Yeah.
But what about the leap cast location rather than destination?
This is gonna feel those pushes against, or those closing the distance between heroes that start retreating away from your team.
I
think it's pretty big. Like I mean, who actually benefits from Mirana leaping towards the end unless you like plan to do that? And sometimes people do, but with this, I think it's going to be really easy or really helpful for your team to be able to catch the enemy when they start retreating away from a push like that. Maybe a siege that didn't work out, or they get split push and start taping back.
So the
it's
Mirana
just
leaps
nice.
forward and leaves his team a bonus movement speed, basically, and they can move
Yeah.
faster too. Okay. I think it's actually significant simply because of how long
Is it?
it's lasting. At least attack speed. Maybe you leap and your team
Detect you.
jungle's a bit better. I don't know.
I mean, who like leaps next to the carry in a fight into like the battle?
I see this happening where Mirana, you're sieging a base, right? You leap backwards, and
You
as
leap
you
backwards, so that you don't have leap when they go on you.
no, you leap back, and your team's sieging the base with more attack speed.
So when you come to the fight, then they know you don't have leap.
It's 20-second cooldown, yo. Alright, maybe that sounds as fraud as Sam's
I
meepo.
think that's clowny.
Okay, fair enough.
No one's gonna leap backward. Like they're gonna do it, but
Yeah, not
not
for the
game-changing.
intended purposes of attack speed increase. Fair enough. Alright, Morph level 4 shift rate improved from 0.25 to 0.2.
so insignificant.
Doesn't it sound pretty big? Like, doesn't just
it?
get more stats? I don't know.
It's so random.
I feel like that number, it looks really small, but it reminds me of that Warpath thing, like with Bristleback. It seems small, but with that kind of value. I don't know. I'm not a Morph player, so I don't really know myself.
I mean, is like this the big fix that's gonna bring him back to normalcy?
No.
Like this was the
No.
yeah.
Yeah. Let's move on.
That was like all I could think of.
So they're not willing changing Naga's armor. They're gonna nerf the AOE, which is nice.
That's really big. Like honestly, I was so surprised when Nagas first started getting picked. I was so surprised. I was getting clipped by this. I was like, "What the hell?" Like that doesn't even look like it's gonna hit that far, but it does.
This Naga
I think
has
it's sick.
base 315. Is that the case?
Yeah.
Okay.
Or 315 or 320. I think it's 15.
Okay, there's something ridiculous. Okay.
I'll check.
And then mana cost increase. So I think the ensnare mana cost increase, I don't want to say it matters too much, but I mean, you miss a kill here from time to time. I really think it's a Riptide AoE decrease. But are we
It's
not
320.
going to see him or her as much because of
No.
it? Because
He's
Song
good.
is so
No.
good, right?
They're gonna pick her still.
Okay, yeah, I thought so. So
I wish the sleep just affected Roshan. Like that would fix a lot, I guess.
it would affect
But-
Roshan.
Yeah, like it would sleep him too, so you can't just like before you kill, you just sleep and then take it and run away.
I'm gonna tell you that you and Bruno have the exact same thought process, but it was not.
It seems like kind of. I mean, why does it not affect Roshan? But whatever.
Yeah. Well, we'll leave it for that for another discussion. But
Well, okay. A tip for everyone, since we're talking about Naga, is if your tower is deniable and you sleep, you can deny your tower during the sleep and run away.
but
It's a free deny.
they can't attack. Well, they're not in range
No,
to attack.
like
Yeah.
the enemy can attack, you
Yeah.
can attack.
Okay.
You can deny it.
Damn.
So do it.
Okay. Cool.
Mm.
Nature's Prophet. Yeah. Bounty. Okay. Whatever. Armor increased by 1 on
That's not
Necrolite.
big.
That's big.
Yeah.
I guess on the whole, like because you're gonna farm so many treants throughout the entire game, is that it?
Well, just like it's nice. It just he's giving up a lot more when he's sending it out. But and you see people, I guess I don't know if you see it in tournaments, but like sometimes heroes like will shock turn CM and heroes that are able to kill these creeps really easily take advantage of this buff.
Okay.
I mean, I don't think this is gonna affect Nature's Prophet too much, but there are some indirect nerfs to him,
Yeah.
such as the Lotar's nerf. So he didn't really need to be nerfed too much, I guess.
I feel like Nature's Prophet is where he needs to be right now. He's strong. I think maybe stronger than a lot of the other heroes, but I don't think he's overpowered in any sense. I feel like if you want to nerf him, TP is where you gotta tackle. But
TP.
yeah,
I agree.
I think TP cooldown is just simply too good.
Mhm.
But in any case, that's not what got nerfed. So let's move on. Necrolite bonus armor. That's nice. All right, I think this is the big one. Night Stalker. Reduce ward vision. What?
That's crazy.
Are
I don't
you?
even know what that looks like.
Well, wards give you 1800. So
Right?
25% of 1800 is. Somebody do the math for us.
I thought you were a math major.
Look, I casted 8 Kaipi
You
games,
start
okay? That is 4
you
more
started
Kaipi games I ever
playing
need.
Dota, and your focus shifted.
Yeah, so 180, 360, 90, 450. 1800 minus 450 is 1350. Okay, you see 1350 now instead of 1800 on your wards.
Oh, that's crazy.
So nighttime vision,
It's like,
basically? It's actually nighttime vision, right, for your wards.
that is like gonna be really annoying.
Like, it,
I really just want to play against it to see.
I mean, it really affects some of the wards you place down, right? A lot of the wards that now are selected and placed down barely see the rune spot, if that's something that you care for. I imagine
Yeah.
it's so obnoxious to actually go to the Roshan pit against the Night Stalker, especially on Dire team. Like,
It's
that's
it's so
ridiculous.
huge. I think
I actually
like
think this is probably, next to the Lich, this is like the most insane change of the patch so far that we've seen.
this this buff makes S4 happy. I think because Night Stalker is one of the best Night Stalkers in the world, if not the best Night Stalker.
Mm-hmm.
Because he balances the ganking, controlling the map, with the farm. He very rarely ends the game with like no armlet and BKB. He always has these kind of items. Like just from the get go,
Mm-hmm.
having 4 minutes nighttime and this darkness reducing the vision. Like I can't imagine how scary he'll be on the hero.
Yeah. Okay. I think that. I mean, how much do you think affects the hero? Because obviously, hero already see less. Do you see 25% less? I imagine that's the case. So everybody's just blinded, in a sense.
Yeah,
How's that fair?
it's. I need to see it because I'm more the kind of person who wants to like experience it myself, or
Yeah.
at least
It sounds broken to me.
play against it. Yeah,
Okay.
it does sound broken on paper.
Okay. Spike Carapace no go stuns your hero when your summon procs it. So, for example, if Miller's procking a Spike, the Visage doesn't get
Oh.
stunned.
That was so annoying. Like,
It
what the
was.
heck?
It was. I don't
I
want.
don't even like. I didn't even understand that. Why do I get stunned because my summon hit you? Made no sense.
Impel no longer has unit targeting. It only is a point targeted spell. That doesn't really affect.
What?
Doesn't really affect. I guess players on the high
like
level, right?
that.
They just ground
Oh,
target
it
anyways,
affects-
right?
You're gonna see people miss.
True.
It does affect people. Like, I mean, pro players are good in that they can hit multiple targets when they need to, but like sometimes people actually use this. Like I use it.
Sometimes you
and,
just click it to get a free stun, right? Yeah, I guess.
I mean, like tanking, right? Like coming from Warcraft 3 to Dota 2,
Mm-hmm.
you're used to being able to click on the hero. How many times do you see people miss the burrow strike and say, "Whoops, I clicked on them, but it stunned the ground"?
Yeah. Fair enough.
That's gonna be Nyx Assassin.
So, I mean, the hero got nerfed, but it's not the nerf that you think it is, right? It's just skill nerf, but people are
No.
gonna get better, you know? People are gonna practice more, and
It happens to everyone though.
yeah. Okay, fine.
You'll see. You should just play it. Just play. You'll
Yeah,
see.
I'll play. I missed them already because I ground target. I think I'm pro, but I'm not.
All right.
I missed them already, but anyways, ignite getting a little bit buff. It's now dodgeable. It's multicast on an enemy in 1400 AOE. Okay, unrefined fire blast from 10 to 6.
Yeah, no one really picks the hero right now.
People pick ogre not for ignite. It's for bloodlust.
Bloodlust.
And I don't think that's going to
Yeah.
change, so let's move on. Degen aura getting increased. And Degen aura stickiness. What does that even mean? Increase from
I
0.4?
I think that means like
It
I
lasts
think that means
longer.
when they're like when you afflict them with it, like the debuff shows on them if they get out of range, it's gonna persist for a second after.
Ah. Makes sense.
So I guess
yeah.
it's just easier to catch up. This is the Eosin buff.
It
Where he gets Orb of Venom.
Ah.
And he gets Degen.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
This is like for him.
does 40 more AOE gives him a ticket to the pro scene? No, I don't think so.
Omni Knight, I think everyone already agrees. Like most people agree, most pro players.
He's really good,
Like
but
if Omni is really good. No, if he got played, it would be so annoying. It'd be really annoying.
Do you remember
Like,
that
he
one
doesn't need
tournament?
buffs.
Do you remember that one tournament? It was MYM versus something, and that hero was either picked or banned in all 5 games. It was tournament final, and then he was never ever seen again.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that happens.
it
That's what
happened.
Omni Knight does.
Okay.
Like just for perspective, when I made my team Fire, we had a strategy that involved Omni Knight, and we won 98% of our games for 1 month.
That was the. Was it Juggernaut, Skeleton King, and Omni? Was that? Or am I
Yeah,
remembering
Skeleton
wrong?
King Omni Gen.
Okay, yeah. So why isn't he seen anymore? What's the difficulty for the people that are not familiar with this hero?
I think he was just awkward to lane. Like no one wants to put him off lane, and he's not gonna farm, and he's not a great support. And he's maybe he can go mid. I don't know.
What about now with the recent changes with the dual lanes, for example? Maybe mid seeing more of a easier time in the solo mid position. Does it make it easier to lane this guy?
Maybe the way people might treat the game, I don't know. My suspicion maybe is like the off lane, since it's more accessible, it might be a lane where you lane these heroes, these utility heroes that kind of fell out of favor.
Okay.
Because you can still have a carry in one lane getting farm. Or it could just mean another tricore, you know.